literally gets up on a table with a baseball bat and just like starts just going ham. Hey guys, it's HIGHSCHOOL and welcome back to another Storytime Sunday. Last week I did not get to get a video out. I got sick and I'm very sorry for that. But this week I have an extra juicy, extra special story, and I have been kind of like holding out on telling a lot of my party stories because I have to admit I was kind of a party girl in high school and I'm not proud of all the things that happened during that time, but those stories will come eventually. But I want to just like start at the very beginning. The first ever party. And just like everything else in my life that usually happens to me, it was pretty insane. And not at all what I thought my first party would be like. So before I get into it, I just want to have a huge disclaimer. I do not promote underage drinking. Take this story as a lesson, learn from my mistakes, and don't drink if you are under the age of 21. Okay? Okay. Now let's get into it. This story happened when I was a freshman in high school. I was very young entering high school. I was only 13 when I started freshman year, and honestly it was kind of a weird experience because the age difference really does matter, and it gets so much more significant when you actually get into high school and you're around like all the upperclassmen. And when you're that young, it honestly seems like it's so embarrassing to be younger than everyone else. So for most of the story, everyone around me was under the impression that I was 14 and not 13. Usually, like I've mentioned in past videos, I would just tell everyone that I was like their same age just because it was a big point of embarrassment for me for a long time, but not anymore. I'm 17 years old, turning 18 in 2 months, so I'm not embarrassed anymore. It's all good. I'm getting close now to being an actual adult. Finally. So a lot of my freshman year was spent pretty regularly. I didn't become a party girl until like midway through sophomore year. So it's honestly kind of like insane that this story was so crazy, but this happened at the end of my freshman year. It was my friend's 18th birthday and I'm gonna call her Jasmine. I am still friends with her. I talked to her, but I did not ask her if like I could say her name in this video, so I'm just gonna be changing her name. Her name's not actually Jasmine. It was Jasmine's 18th birthday and she was so excited. Like we had literally been talking about it for weeks, and I was ecstatic because like this was my first real party and I had actually somehow convinced my mom to let me go. I don't remember exactly how I managed to convince her because I was super young. At this point, I think that I was 14 because my birthday is in December, so halfway through the year I turned 14, but now everyone in that group was under the impression that I was 15. So keep that in mind going into this. Like, don't think that the people around me were just bad people. I actually remember this night pretty distinctly just because of like how much excitement I had for it. Like literally I planned everything like a week ahead. Like I had my outfit, my makeup planned. Like I already knew what was going on because I had been like waiting for this moment. I was like, I'm gonna be a cool kid now, even though partying is actually kind of lame. Like I don't regret partying and I wouldn't take it back because I learned a lot from it and I'm a much better person now because of some experiences that I had during that period of my life, but I would definitely say that some of it I could have done without. So the night of the party, my friend picks me up and we go to her house before heading out to the place where the party was going to be held. And I don't remember whose house this was, but this was like a huge property. It was like practically in the middle of nowhere, and the party wasn't actually in the main house on the property. It was more of like a very nice barn. I don't really know how to explain it, but someone had a really big property with a huge house, and on that property there was this like 2-story building that had like a kitchen and like an area upstairs where there was just kind of like open space, and it was like the perfect place for a party. So we head out there and we're super early because obviously since I'm going there with the party girl, like we're gonna be setting things up and blah blah blah. I would say we got there around 8, which wasn't like super early. Like we didn't have a whole lot to set up, but obviously like at a party no one is going to show up at 8 o'clock. But since this is my first party, I didn't know this, and like in my head I'm thinking, dang, like it's already like 9:35 and there's like nobody here. Like what's going on? Oh my goodness, is this like what partying is like? This is not what I saw in the movies. I feel like I got lied to, like the false advertisement. I spoke absolutely way too soon because shit just like hit the fan. Not actually, but like the party shit hit the fan, and then suddenly this became like a Project X level banger. Like, I don't know what happened, but suddenly there were so many bodies in this building that you could barely even like walk through. It was literally impossible. Like, it would be a hazard to walk down the stairs because there would be people like on the staircase just like sardines. I don't know who she had invited or where she had put this address, but it was just like insane. And for the beginning part of the party, I spent a lot of it just like being kind of dumb and acting a little bit tipsy, even though I wasn't even really drinking that night. Like, I had something in a cup, but because it was my first party and because my mom like threatened me profusely, I was like super nervous to actually drink, so I took like one sip and then I was just holding it and like pretending that I was like tipsy and like, oh my god, like I'm having such a good time. Do you guys understand now why I was like nervous to talk about these stories? Honestly, a lot of my middle school and like beginning of high school were spent doing some pretty ridiculous things that I thought would make me cool. Looking back now, I'm just like cringing very, very hard. Oh, and to add insult to injury, one of the people who was actually there at that party with me, who I still talk to now, who had like handed me the drink, actually told me that they hadn't even put alcohol in there because I was like 12. I mean 15 was what they thought, but like I was still super young, so they didn't even actually give me alcohol, and everyone who was like in that main group totally knew that I was just like faking it. So don't be like me. Don't do that. Just have a good sober time. But that wasn't really like what was so crazy about the night, because me pretending to be intoxicated isn't really all that crazy. What was crazy was when a bunch of college students showed up to this party, and I'm talking like 20 to 22 year olds showing up with an immense amount of alcohol, with cars full of people just like ready to turn up, and little old 14-year-old me is just like, I did not know what I was in for. It was so strange because like at every single corner there was someone offering me a drink, there was someone like trying to hit on me. It was so like awkward and overwhelming, and I was like, there are so many people here. And then this dude gets up on a table and starts swinging a bat around. No, like literally gets up on a table with a baseball bat and just like starts just going ham. And then some other dude who happened to be at that party, with a taser for some reason, pulls out his taser and tases this dude on the table. I can't make this shit up, guys. I don't even know how this party turned into such a insane rager, because that does not happen in my city. Like, I go to parties now sometimes, and mostly it's just to like socialize and talk to some of my friends, and it is not like that. There are no parties like that now around here. I haven't heard or seen a party like that in like years. So how is it that my very first party, little old me, ends up at this like Project X style extravaganza? The way that I remember it, it was just so crazy. Like, maybe it was because I was so young and because I had never actually been to a party, but all the stuff that was happening, I was like, oh my god. Holy shit, what the f? So after this dude had gotten tased, the party had calmed down a little bit because people had gotten freaked out, and I had gone upstairs because there was like a very open area. There were 2 rooms upstairs and they were connected by an open archway, and there were just like a bunch of people up there, but there weren't as much people as there were downstairs, so it wasn't as bad. And I was just like hanging out up there and just talking to some of my friends. I'm pretty sure there was a guy there that I liked, but he was like a senior, so I don't even know what I was thinking, because like, not only am I a freshman, but I'm a freshman younger than underfreshman. Like, I'm a fresh freshman, the freshest of freshmen, the youngest of freshmen. Yeah, the guy was totally not into me because like I said, I was 12. Not actually 12, but 12. You feel? Now you might be wondering, is that it? Did your night just end? Did you go home? Were you like okay? I was okay, but my exit out of that party was not pretty in the slightest. way, shape, or form. Because throughout all this craziness, I was like, I don't want to lose my phone, and I don't have any pockets because I was wearing leggings and a t-shirt. Back in the day, we didn't have those like pocket leggings that we have now that I like absolutely love. Like, how convenient is that? It's like leggings, but there's like a pocket for your phone. Like, genius. I had handed my phone to my guy friend and I was like, can you just like watch my phone for me, make sure that I don't lose it, like keep an eye on it, and let me know if my mom calls me. But obviously, since it's a party and everything is going on, things are loud, he didn't really hear it when my mom started calling, because I knew she would. It wasn't like a matter of if she calls, it was like a, when my mom calls me, let me know. And since he had not let me know, my mom decided that she would then show up to the party, come into the party, and then proceed to drag me out of the party. Now, I don't blame her for this. Obviously, like as a parent, when your child doesn't answer and they're like at a party and they're also super young, you start to worry, you go and do the things that you need to do as a parent and like get them home. But at that time, it did not seem like that to me, because to me, this seemed like the most earth-shatteringly embarrassing thing ever. Because I couldn't just have been like by the door, you know, my mom couldn't just have been like, oh, hey, let me just pop in here, oh, let's go. No. Because for some reason, at that exact moment, I happened to be like at the furthest point away from the door. She literally went through, asked every single person until she got up there and found me, and then proceeded to drag me out of the party. So I couldn't even leave quietly. I was forever the girl that got collected by her mommy from the party. Let's just say I didn't get invited to any more parties that year, which was totally okay with me because that was definitely a very crazy experience. But honestly, like I've said in other videos, my friends didn't even care that much. Like after a week of jokes, it was over, it was done. They were mostly just like doing it for the meme. They didn't even really care. And my mom's actions are like 100% justified, let me just say. Like, I probably would have cut the music too. I would have been like, attention please! But shout out to my mom. She's great. I love her. Always keeping me safe. Alright guys, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to give me a thumbs up as well as subscribing. It really helps me out, and I will see you in my next video.